today I'm going to show you how to punch a hole on my flower pot that I'm going to use to replant my orchid. I have orchid that's overgrowing from the flower pot and I need to replant it. But before I do that, I got this these little cups. It's a clear cup from a dollar store. I think it comes in like 2 or 3 pieces for $1. And I'm gonna put a hole in there before I could replant my flower. Only because I can't. That's just how I do it, so that the water doesn't get stuck in the flower pot. That's why I have to put holes in there. And I'm gonna show you how to do that. Okay? This has to be done indoor, only because my stove is in my kitchen. And I'm gonna show you what I'm using. See this thing right here? This is just a simple skewer. As you can see, it's already bent because I've been using it for all my planters to punch a hole in there. So this is what I'm using. What I do is I heat it up first and then make the hole on my planters. So what it looks like right here. See, as soon as it gets warm, and then as soon as the tip of it gets warm, and then I'm gonna punch the plastic flower pot that I'm gonna create. Okay. So make sure that your the cooking fan here is on. That way all the smoke goes up there. So I already started. This is the container that I was talking about. This comes in like 3 for $1 at the dollar store. And then what I'll do is as you can see, I already been doing a punch earlier. So I thought maybe I'm gonna make a video of it. That way you can see what I'm doing and share the ideas. So here we go, right here. See that? Make sure that the fan is on and also that you're not inhaling the smoke because it's not good for you. So, and it's very easy. You can do this as fast as you can. That way the wire doesn't get cold right away and you can do as many as you want. I don't want really a big holes in there because the plant roots gets through there and I don't want the plant roots to go through my holes because it's really hard to to manage when the plants are going through the hole. So I'm almost done right here. See, you can tell the smoke. Just keep going. It doesn't have just gonna run water in here. That way it soaks it up before I use him for my repot orchid. And I'm just gonna run water in there until it's completely soaked. Doesn't matter, it didn't have to be measured whatsoever. Just enough to soak up the moss. That way it's already ready for planting. And also I have this lava rock right here. Lava rocks. I got this from Home Depot or Lowe's, only because those two stores are the closest store where I live. They're about 5 minutes from here. And I'm gonna put some of these in the bottom of my flower pot right here. So just put it right there. Just enough. This is basically for the drainage only, and that's why I'm using it. That way, if there's any roots that goes down there, it doesn't get soaked up and completely down at the bottom. And as you can see, I also put holes in here. See that? There's holes, and that makes sure that the water doesn't get stuck in there and the plant starts to run. Okay? So now I'm gonna put this sphagnum moss in there. I'm gonna put it here at the bottom, and then I'm gonna get the flower or the orchids that I'm gonna repot. Okay. So here is the orchids that I'm gonna repot. Look how beautiful that is. I just love this color. I don't know why, but it is one of my favorite color when it comes to orchids. The design, it's gorgeous, it's awesome. I just love it right there. So I bought this probably about 2 or 3 months ago, and it needs to be repot, and that's why I'm repotting it. So when I bought this, actually there's a bunch of flowers that's already missing in here. You know, they're done blooming, they dry up, and they drop. And look at the inside of this. Isn't that awesome? Just love it. Look at that. Just gorgeous. And so this is what it looks like when I buy them. See, it comes with that little plastic, and look how dry that is. I haven't watered it only because I'm gonna repot it. So I'm gonna show you how to repot. I'm gonna take it out. Put it to the side. I'm gonna take it out from the plastic. This is really, really hard to do. You gotta be careful because you might break the roots, and you don't want to do that. So it's okay to repot an orchid even though they still have bloom. You're not gonna lose any of that bloom if you're doing exactly the right thing. And I'm having such a hard time. I'm gonna soak it with water right now. Be very careful when you soak it with water or run water through it, not to put water in here. Because in my environment, this orchid is going to rot if I put water right on the crown, right in the middle. And that's only for my environment. I don't know about yours, but on mine it does. I have lost so many orchids doing that, and I don't want this to happen. And look at all that root, you guys. So now I'm gonna remove all this old moss here. I'm just gonna drop it in a sink. Okay, I'm not gonna let you watch this because I have to be very careful. It's gonna take some time. Okay, so I got most of the moss removed. I'm not gonna cut any old roots in there. It doesn't hurt the plant to plant it like that. I'm just gonna leave everything in there like that. I just removed the old moss, see that? I just removed all of them in there, and now it's ready to be repot for me. I'm not gonna wash it. I'm not gonna spray anything. I'm not gonna do that. So here's my flower pot, homemade flower pot. And what I'll do is I'm gonna stuff the new moss inside in here, and then before I put it in there, so I'm gonna show you how that's done. It's okay if your moss are dripping or anything like that. It's okay. The only thing that I'm gonna do is any loose roots, I'm gonna leave it outside the pot. I'm not gonna bury it in there with them, with the flower. It doesn't need to be inside with the pot. I just leave all of them out that I can grab. Make sure that you don't damage any of the roots. Be very careful when you're doing this, that the roots are not damaged. And so I'm letting all this, let me see. I'm leaving all these roots outside the pot, these long roots, and let it hang. And that's what I'll do. It doesn't hurt the plant. You might lose some of these roots, but it doesn't hurt the plant. In the wild, they're loose anyway. They're just hanging in the wild. So I don't know if you guys ever seen orchids grow in the wild. I used to go with my mom to hunt orchids, and she just, you know, it's for personal keep. We never sell them. It's just my mom loves orchids, and so, and this is what she does. So I'm just following her footstep, and she's always lucky that all them are alive. I'm not gonna bury the roots all the way down. I'm gonna leave it like that. It doesn't have to be buried all the way down, because that's when you start getting root rot or leaf rots. The leaves rot, and then just keep filling it up with the moss that I have prepared for this plants. So just filling it up. Don't stuff it too much. It's just gently push it down. Just gently push it down. It doesn't need to be stuffed. Doesn't have to be pushed all the way down. Just stuff it. And then what I'll do is after I repot this, I'm just gonna leave it out here to drain out the excess water, because it doesn't need to have all that water when I put it out there. It's kind of messy looking, but once it starts growing, then I'll start cleaning them up more. And it's done. This is it right there. Yeah. See, it's almost done. And look at all the roots. See, if I have to put that in there, it's just gonna rot. I'm telling you. It happens so many times in my orchids planting. And as the longer I take care of orchids, the more I learn from the orchids actually. Not so much from the video. You know, some of them, a bunch of tips out there on the video, but it depends on your environment. You don't want to do exactly what the video tells you, but it just depends on your environment. You just have to try it. And if it works, then keep doing it, you know. And so that's how I do. And here it is. Look at that. It's all done. And I'm just going to leave it the way it is right there until it drains completely. And then I'm going to put it outside, because it's warm now that my orchids can live outside. It's been above 60s now, in the 70s and 50s in the evening, and it's just right, okay? You guys, I forgot. I cannot hang my plants that I just repotted because it's got bloom in it. Otherwise, as soon as it gets done blooming, then I will go ahead and hang it up. And then here's the pot that I've got. I have lava rock in there and a little bit of water, and then that's where I'm gonna put it, right here. Make sure that all the roots are not damaged. Make sure they're all out before you set the pot in there, okay? And and then I'm gonna put it right by my window where the rest of my plants are. Okay, I know it's kind of crooked or something like that, but hey, don't worry about it. The plant doesn't care. Thanks for watching, and I hope you like my repotting and how I created my my flower pot, and how I punch a hole in there and things like that. It's really awesome. It's you know, I do a lot of DIYs, and this is one of my DIY that I have learned by myself, so it doesn't have to cost me so much money to make it, and the plants loves it. Okay, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and thank you so much, and be very safe out there. God bless. Take care of yourself. Life is too short. Enjoy every moment of it. All right, thank you guys. Love you. Bye.